WPB-TV, 30 seconds.
All right, I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the special magistrate for the city of West Palm Beach. Cases will be heard in the order in which they appear on the agenda. I want to begin by explaining how the process is going to work. We generally hear building cases first on the agenda, then the city will call the cases as they appear on the agenda. If you have appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before any of the others, where no one has appeared, but that's only true if you have signed in. So please make sure you have signed in and check with one of the officers in the rear of the chamber. Once your case is called, I ask that you come down to the podium on my right-hand side, which is right over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first. You'll have an opportunity to review any of the evidence that the city presents or ask any questions of any of the city's witnesses. You will also have the opportunity to testify and present me with your own evidence. Once all the testimony and evidence have been presented, I will make a ruling. I will enter a written order either today or in the next few days, which you'll receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify, or that you think that you might testify, or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'm going to ask that you stand and raise your right hand so you can be sworn in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? Yes, sir. Please be seated. City call their first case.
Agenda item number 1. Case number is CE 23030390. Case address 1029 Allendale Road.
Good morning. My name is Joe Valdez, Building Inspector, 8770. This is for code case 23030390 at the address of 1029 Allendale Road. The violation that I observed was an illegal structure that was erected in the backyard of the home without required permits or inspections as per Florida Building Code 105.1 and 110.3. The stop work order was issued on March 6, 2023. The notice of violation was mailed certified, regular mail 12/12/2023, was posted on the same date, 12/12/2023, and was posted on the property on the same date. And it was delivered certified on 12/20/23. What I observed was, as you can see from the pictures, if they get along, there's an illegal structure in the rear of the property that was not there before and now is there. The permits there was no permits pulled for any of this work, and they have not been pulled as of today. Inspections have not been done either. I have had contact with the owner. He is here today, and he had led me to believe that he was going to resolve the issue. He hadn't till this point, but I'm sure he's going to let you know. Our recommendations, if you agree and he agrees, would be of 90 days, and then after those 90 days, $100 per day fines.
Thank you.
Then 90 days to obtain a permit?
To obtain a permit, yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I have a couple of questions.
Yes.
Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
And I just want to be very clear for the testimony. You said that there was posting, but you didn't specifically say City Hall. So was City Hall posted with the
Yes, it
notice?
was.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that.
And we're looking at a couple of photographs. Are those photographs accurately depicting the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, they do.
And to make the record a little bit more clear, can you describe for us more about the structure, the approximate? First of all, are we talking about a residential area? I know
It is
what
a
we're looking at
residential
here,
area.
but so it's a residential area, and what kind of a structure, how big, where is it in the back?
The structure is approximately, I would say 15 by 20.
Okay,
It has a roof, a door, and a window, so I don't know what it's being used for right now, but it would seem like it would be for some kind of rental or something.
okay, but you're not sure about that?
I'm not 100%
Okay.
sure about that.
And is this structure freestanding? Is it connected to the main?
It's
the main
freestanding
building? It's
in the rear of the
freestanding.
property, yes.
And, is it merely a function of getting a permit? Is it gonna have any planning or zoning issues, or
There is
what do you
going to be
know about
planning
that?
and zoning issues, yes.
In what way? What?
I think
are
it
you
is
planning?
encroaching in the rear setbacks.
Okay.
I'm not
So-
100% sure, but it does look that way.
Okay, and, so in terms of, you did the stop work order, but there wasn't further progress at that time in terms of applying for a permit?
Like I said, I contacted the owner. He found someone to help him out with the situation, and we were back and forth contacted. They were going to resolve it, but then I kept giving extensions.
Yeah.
And then at the end, the person told me that the owner didn't want to do anything. So then that's why I decided to do the notice of violation.
Okay, and do you know necessarily if it has any electricity, plumbing?
I do not know.
Okay, and, but it does have windows installed, a door installed?
Mhm.
It's
And a
got a
roof
roof,
and
it's
everything.
fully
Mhm.
enclosed, all that kind of stuff?
Yes, it is enclosed.
Okay, and, do you think 90 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to obtain a permit?
Well, that's what I could give him a little more time, but, I mean, it would probably be up to the judge if he wants to give him a little more time. Mine is 90, we could give him 120 if you like.
Okay, very good, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, stop work order, and any correspondence in the case file.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Yeah, my name is James Abilon.
Sir, do you have any objection to the city putting into evidence the documents they just listed? Do
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
you have any objection to the documents the city would like to put in evidence?
What do you mean? Like, I don't get it.
Understands.
The city just listed off a whole bunch of documents that they want me to consider in this case. Do you have any objection to those documents?
It's just that I'm ready to work with you guys. Whatever you guys want me to do, and I will work with you because I have to follow,
Alright, hold on
respect
one
the
sec.
law.
For the record, I'm just going to accept in evidence the evidentiary case file. In this case, the city's composite exhibit.
And
Does the city have anything further they want to present?
No.
Okay, go ahead. So tell me what you want me to know, sir.
and I had called Mr. Joe, and finally I find someone to help me with the situation. By the time that I call him, that's when I received the paper from the house, and when the people's going to help me, they told me it's already too late. It's a week ahead. I'm coming here, and they told me when I come here, ask the judge to give me some time so I can resolve the problem, because I'm here to resolve the problem, making sure, and I respect the law, follow the law. But when I bought the house, the foundation was started. I was just like finish it, make a storage with it.
All right, the city wants me to give you 90 days to come into compliance by obtaining a permit.
Yes.
Does that work for you, sir?
Yes.
All right, and just so I can be clear, the city's request is 90 days or $100 per day? All right, so I'm going to give you the 90 days to obtain the permit, but if you don't get the permit within 90 days, there's going to be a substantial fine, so you need to stay on top of it, okay?
Thank you, sir. If there is any issue with those people's calling, helping me, I will make sure I call you guys to let you guys know what's going on.
Well, make sure you stay in contact with the code
Yes.
officer and let them know what's going on.
Definitely.
All right, in case CE 2303039, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of FBC 101.3 and 105.1. I order the respondent to obtain a permit within 90 days or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Thank
you
you
for
so
coming in,
much,
sir.
Judge. Appreciate it.
Agenda item number 3, case number is CE 221000276. Case address is 525 Westwood Road.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Brown. I'm the Chief Plumbing Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Code case number CE 22100276. The address where the violation occurred is 525 Westwood. The violation observed is a new front door, windows, interior demo, including electrical, plumbing, and building, without inspections or permits. There was a violation issued and posted on the job on 10/19 of 22. The notice of violation was mailed via certified mail and regular mail on 12/22/23, posted at City Hall 12/22/23, posted on the property same day 12/22/23. The certified mail was the only thing we have on the certified mail was there was a notice sent back to us that it was forwarded to a Canadian address, which I assume is the owner's Canadian address. The observations are, as in the pictures, new front doors, new windows. There's some new plumbing coming up in another picture or two. New electrical work and building, which, the framing in of the doors and windows is part of the building violation. Those pictures do accurately and truthfully depict the violations and reflect what I'm testifying to. Permits and inspections are definitely required for the work observed and being displayed in those pictures. Permits have been applied for, and one has been issued. They still have a little bit of work to do on the remodel permit. They still need a window and door permit. It appears that the permit that's been issued didn't include the windows and the doors. There's been one inspection, but not enough to comply with the case. And so included in my file is a copy of the notice of violation and the affidavit of posting. I have had contact. We talked on the phone. I did explain what is remaining and what needs to be done. The window and door permit is a rather quick turnaround permit. It doesn't take an extended period of time. So I'm going to recommend 60 days or $25 a day after that.
Thank you very much. Just a couple of questions in follow-up. You said that the door and window permit is still the ones that have to be applied for. Does that mean the interior demo, electric, plumbing, and building are the ones that have already been applied for that you told us about?
Yeah,
Okay.
the remodel permit is issued. One of the sub-permits has not been issued yet, and so therefore, not all the inspections have been performed to bring it up to the point of the stop work order, and that's part of the requirement.
Great, thank you. Actually, I don't have anything further. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, stop work order, and the permit applications and documentation with that respect. Thank you.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Joseph Yu. Last name is spelled Y-U.
Sir, what is your relationship to Tommy Yu?
Oh, I'm his partner. I'm just here on his behalf. My name is also on the title of the home.
It's not listed here.
Pardon me?
Your name's on the title of the home as well?
I believe so, yes. It is. I don't believe so. I know it is.
Does your partner know you're here today?
Yes, of course.
So tell me what's going on. Well, for the record, do you have any objection to the documents the city would like to put in evidence?
No, sir. Everything seems to be.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents in evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So tell me what's going on.
So basically, obviously, you guys have a history of what's happening here. When we realized the issue, we hired a company called Close Permits Fast to help us in assisting us to close the permits because we were unsure how to handle it. Basically, they told us that they've already pulled the permits, structural, electrical, plumbing. I have the permit numbers here. And we were just waiting for inspections. They submitted the drawings, which had been approved. And they have made a couple attempts to schedule an inspection. They emailed the permit librarian, I think on January 9th, so just recently, and they said that they had changed their portal system and that it needed to be moved over. So they recommended that they email DS a different email, and then they were just waiting for a reply on when the inspections could take place. The windows, I was under the impression that it had already been closed. So if it hasn't, then I'll address that as well. But basically, we're making every effort to try and resolve this issue. We're not trying to, you know, avoid it or anything. We understand it's a serious problem, and we're making every effort to get it done as soon as possible. But if you could just give us some more time to, you know,
How
rectify
does
this
60 days work?
Pardon me?
How does 60 days
If we
work?
get 90, is that possible? Just because obviously I'm Canadian, so sometimes things take a little bit longer to get done, which is why this has been extending over the course of a year, because we're not always here, so we're trying our best to obviously resolve the issue as soon as possible.
What's the city's position on 90?
Well, like I said, the sub-permits just need an application, and they get issued instantaneously. The window and door permit, I assume you're not intending to do it yourself, so as long as your contractor has a signed contract from you before you leave, in the next few days, they should be able to obtain that permit, most definitely within 60 days. I see, given the time frame that we've been, since the end of 2022 and where we are today, I don't see a reason for an extension.
Could I ask a quick question, if you don't mind? Are you aware of this company? Do you know them? Or
Fast permits?
Closed Permits Fast, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So they have pulled these permits just because I just want to make sure that they're actually telling me, the things that they're telling me are actually true, because when I spoke to you on the phone the other day, it kind of seemed like you had no idea, you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So that's why I
Well,
was
we
a little
can-
alarmed at that time. So
Yep.
I just wanted to confirm that they are actually doing what they say they're doing. So, I mean, now that I know
I could show you how to look it up yourself on the EPL website is public access. You can see the same records.
Okay, great.
Minus a few minor details, but you
Yeah.
can see the same thing
If-
yourself.
If you have time just to chat with me quick before we leave, that'd be great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
But yeah, pretty much we're doing everything we can to resolve the issue. And if we could just have some more time, that would be.
I'm going to leave it at 60 days because that seems like a sufficient amount of time based on where you are. In case CE 221000276, I find the notice is good and sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1 on FPC 110.3. I give the respondent 60 days to bring the property into compliance by obtaining the proper permits, or a fine of up to $25 per day may issue. Good luck. Please stay in touch with the code officer. He can help you look up your permits, okay?
Thank you so much.
And for the record, Special Magistrate, he was listed on the property appraiser's website as an owner. Okay. Agenda item number 2, case number is CE 23090608. Case address is 307 Buckingham Road.
Good morning, John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code. 307 Buckingham Road was cited for prohibited trees, specifically chevaliers and carrot woods. On September 7th of 2023, I sent out a inspection report, like a courtesy notice, asking Ms. Lee to give me a call so we could discuss the issue. It was, the complaint was initiated by the neighbor, not specifically for the prohibited trees, but trees encroaching on her property and another issue. And when I went out and inspected the property, I saw the chevaliers and the carrot woods from the south side of the property. And I informed the neighbor, I said, well, there's not much I can do about the trees. They're kept neat and well maintained, but the non-natives have to be removed. So that's why I sent the courtesy notice out. So Ms. Lee had called me a couple days after I sent out the courtesy notice, and she most graciously asked me what it was about and specifically, and she most graciously invited me into her backyard. So at that point, when I was invited into her backyard, I didn't take any pictures of what the backyard was, but I sort of, noticed several of the chevalier and the carrot woods, and I went over and discussed that with her. And because there were so many, I figured, well, let's just do a little bit at a time to remove it, because I know that it would be costly. And so that's hence that from the 30 days from the notice, I figured, well, we'll do a little bit at a time and then just keep you informed and, have your gardener do like one a month. And that way we could remove them and it wouldn't be, the cost wouldn't be so great. And so, as time went by, Ms. Lee requested to have this being heard, so we put it on the hearing, and here we are. So I sent the notice out for the hearing.
So I have a couple of housekeeping. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by certified and regular mail?
Yes, it was.
Was the notice of violation posted at City Hall,
Yes, it was.
posted at the property?
And at the property.
And I think we've been looking at some photographs while you've been speaking. Do those photographs truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
They do. Also, the certified mail was received.
Very good.
Yeah, I went out there yesterday, and like I said, because there were so many of them, I tried to work with Ms. Lee to get this accomplished, because it's difficult. I've never seen, in 23 years, I've never seen that many, and the sizes. So and I know what it costs to remove them. So
Okay, very good, thank you. Special Magistrate, I don't have anything further until the respondent gives you her information. I may have some follow-up, but in the meantime, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, as well as the courtesy notice discussed. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Linda Lee.
Ms. Lee, do you have any objection to the photographs and documents the city would like to submit?
No.
All right, without objection, I'll accept those in evidence, the city's composite exhibit.
Ms. Lee,
So
could
tell
you...
me about your trees.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Better? Okay. Short stuff here. There, as John said, there are many of these Chevaleras, none of which I planted. My home is almost 100 years old. It's in a historic neighborhood. I've lived there almost 40. I'm very meticulous about my home and my lawn, my yard. So my backyard is large. Most of the trees are along the perimeter of the backyard. I do keep them trimmed and cut. They do get big. They have grown, obviously. Again, I did not plant one of these. It provides a lot of shade, and taking all those trees out will change the complete atmosphere of my backyard. I've gotten some estimates for removal, and it's thousands of dollars, which I cannot afford. I'm on a teacher's retirement, so, and I can't have them take a couple out at a time, because these companies are not going to do that, and I think it will end up costing me more. I not only have to take the trees out, but on the larger ones, I have to have the stumps ground out. So it's very expensive. And I really feel, that if there's such a thing with this, I should be grandfathered in, and not to take into account that I did not plant them. I'm very meticulous with the care, and I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, well, I can certainly appreciate that. The city doesn't have any policy on invasive trees being grandfathered in, do they? I'm pretty sure they don't.
I mean, nothing specific. I mean, whether it would fall under regular,
And-
legal non-conforming grandfathering, that I'm honestly not sure. I would have to find out and, defer to
Could I ask a question?
our departments.
If this is an impossible thing that I'm asking, and, it sticks because it's an ordinance, is there a compromise that I can remove? This neighbor next to me is new. She's only been there 3 years, and she has really alienated herself from the entire neighborhood, not just, finding things for me. But I'd be willing to remove the ones that are along the south side, along her property. Nothing is touching her fence. I keep everything trimmed back. She just, needs, I guess, them cut. So if there's a way to compromise, I would be happy to do that.
Unfortunately, there isn't. Sometimes this is a very restrictive job, even though I sit up here at the top and it looks like I have a lot
I
of power.
understand.
The city writes the ordinances, not I. So I actually have a very limited purview of what I'm allowed to do. Basically, my function here is to listen to the facts, look at the ordinances they've written, and make a determination of whether or not the facts constitute a violation of the ordinance. If they do, I'm supposed to use a reasonable method to try and encourage you to come into compliance. Now, you can understand why they don't want me rewriting ordinances up here, because I'm not elected by anyone, right? So it's the city's decision that these trees should not be in West Palm Beach. And there might be very good reasons for it. They have a legislative process for it, and, you know, it's not my role to second guess the choice that these trees are inappropriate. So the compromise you're suggesting, keep some of them and get rid of others, that's beyond my purview. I can't do that. As a matter of just law, these trees appear to be prohibited, and you seem to have them.
I do.
What I can do is I can give you time to bring it into compliance. And it sounds like you're going to need time because there are quite a few of them. But what I can't do is I can't say it's okay not to follow the ordinance. Make sense?
I have a couple of questions, or one question and a follow-up. You talked about the price of getting these removed. Did you necessarily receive any written estimates?
Yes,
or-
I did.
You did, okay.
I have them, and they are thousands.
Okay. Under or over 10,000?
No, they're under
Under
10.
Yeah.
But one is 4,000 without stump grinding, so you've got to put that in. One is 6,000 without stump grinding.
Mhm.
So they just didn't want to add that in yet, you know. So it could be up to 10,000.
Okay.
And I just,
You know, just
Can't
the
do it.
comment I have for the record is, you know, Officer Frasco reminded me as well that, you know, invasive tree regulations and stuff like that, that also comes from the state. And so the only compromise that I can envision, and also talking with Officer Frasca, is, you know, that's why we have commissioners. You can reach out to your commissioner, your local commissioner, and we can help you find who that is if you're not sure who that is. That's the only compromise that I can envision. So it's as the magistrate said, it's
Okay.
not for us to enable a compromise or be able to fashion one, because our ordinances are our ordinances.
so speaking with the commissioner is,
I mean, it just might, you know, just airing your concern, and a commissioner might have some ability to give you additional, maybe community resources, or
okay.
Or maybe they'll
Or
change the
anything like
ordinance.
that.
But,
I doubt that.
well, you know, I've been doing this long enough where I've seen people who, in municipalities that thought an ordinance was incorrect and went to their elected representatives, and efforts were made to make it work a little bit better. So, you know, that's how democracy works a little bit. What I can't do is I can't act as the city,
Okay.
you know, and say, you know what, this ordinance, don't like it. But I am sympathetic, so what I'm inclined to do is give you 6 months to figure out what to do with this.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Magistrate, I'm sorry, do you want it reheard in 6 months and not, or do you,
Yeah, let's reset it.
okay.
Okay, and in the meantime, I'm gonna ask the city if they can to direct you to any resources or people that might be able to help you with it.
Okay, I appreciate that, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, case CE 230900608, I'm gonna make the following findings of fact and law. Find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of prohibited trees, 944454A. I'm gonna give 6 months to come into compliance, and before a fine is issued, we'll set this for rehearing.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 21, case number is CE 23111010. Case address is 8337 Heritage Club Drive.
Have you been,
Yeah, I stood up.
you were sworn in?
Well, I stood up with everybody.
Yep, that's
Okay.
it, yep.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On November 7th, I received a complaint from IBIS HOA regarding a tree that was removed without an alteration permit. The property as well as, certified mail as well as regular mail was sent November 8th. It was signed for November 10th. The property was cited for tree alteration permit 94-448-D-1. I have been in contact with the property owner. She's making all efforts to obtain that alteration permit. Things have been moving a little sluggish with alteration permits for some reason. So city's recommending 120 days to obtain the permit, or $50 a day until the property is in compliance.
Thank you. Just a few housekeeping. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Actually, certified mail is in the file.
Okay, so was there, all right. Do we have photographs?
Right there, top one. Yep.
Officer McFarland, can you repeat your recommendation again for me?
120 days or $50 a day, right?
Correct.
And has the permit been applied for?
Excuse me?
He said has the permit been applied for?
Yes, she has entered an application, so it's still going through the process. And for some reason, the process has been moving pretty sluggish. I still have 3 in the queue right now, and it still hasn't been issued. So I want to give her enough time to get it done.
Okay, actually, okay, there we go. So we've got some photographs here now. Do the photographs truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
So again, just for the record, what we're seeing, it's this large tree in the front yard?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I think we saw a photograph that it's been cut down.
Yes.
All right.
Quite a pair.
And just for the record, 120 days because of this permit issue, do you think that's a reasonable amount of time?
I do.
All right, very good. So Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, any affidavit of posting, a pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, and the permit application.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
Kathleen Cavatayo.
Ms. Cavatayo, do you have any objection to these documents being put in evidence?
No.
Without objection, I'll accept these in evidence as city's composite exhibit. So the city says you need a tree permit and they want to give you 120 days. How does that sound? And is there anything else you want to tell me?
What was the last thing you asked?
They want to give you 120 days to get your permit.
That's fine. Appreciate that.
That's a big tree, huh? Is there anything else you want to tell me, ma'am?
I guess when I get the tree permit within the 120 days, will I know I come back to court and you'll see some of my photos? Is that when, because I've been uploading all sorts of stuff on the application.
Yeah, so for my purposes, for the purposes of this is a violation hearing. So if you get your permit and the officer certifies that you're in compliance, that's the end of this process.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, we were having technical difficulties, we thought we had it all done, and I guess we were missing a document, and we didn't know that. And now I think we've uploaded the document, but again, our file reads that it's just being processed, so.
I've been doing this a long time. If the officer wants to give you 120 days, that suggests that they think you're going to get this done.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I just don't know I've never done this before, so I don't know. I'll take it.
I don't give advice up here, but it's a good practice to stay in
I'll
contact
talk
with
to
the
her
officer.
after the record.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he can provide guidance on how to
Okay.
get into compliance. Okay. All right, case CE 23111010. I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 94448D1 tree alteration permit. Give the respondent 120 days to come into compliance or a fine of up to $50 per day may issue. Good luck, ma'am.
Thanks.
Agenda item number 15, case number is CE 23111133. Case address is 527 Lilac Court. I think the respondent may need to be sworn in.
Sir, were you here to be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
You were sworn in? You raised your right hand and swore to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 527 Lilac Street was initially cited November 30th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out November 30th, 2023. Both City Hall and the property were posted November 30th, 2023. Certified mail was returned December 4th. This property was cited for 22441, which is license and business tax. It was cited for FBC 105.1, failure to secure a permit. 86226, parking in swales, and 2232A, which is certificate of use. I have been in contact with the property owners. They have complied the parking in the swales by moving the vehicle, as you can see in the pictures there. The city is requesting 120 days or $250 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you.
How many days?
120.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes.
With respect to the failure to secure a permit, what is it that you observed that you believe was
Go
done
back
without a
to the-
permit?
Scroll up a little bit. Keep scrolling, so right there, stop, go back to that one. In this picture, on the right-hand side of the property, it looks like a wooden fence, but it's actually a container home on the right side of the property. And there's another one on the left side of the property that matches it, which are Airbnbs. And they're unpermitted. Going up. Going right on the side, on the left side, you can see the corner of it. If you keep going up again, there's the other container home on the side is unpermitted. All three properties, I will call them, the main house and the two container homes are Airbnbs, as you can see in the photos that are advertised online. So the reason why we're asking for 120 days is because it's unobtainable to get a permit for those two structures on the side, so she's going to remove them completely, which would enable her to get her rental license for the main property and be in compliance with the rest of it.
Okay. And sorry, I was just looking. I think I saw some correspondence in there, some emails and
Correct.
and stuff like that as well. There we go.
Clarifying the two container homes. That's an email from the head of building and the head of permitting,
Okay.
going back and forth, explaining that they're unpermitted and what needs to be done.
Okay. And in your discussions with the owner or the owner's representative, did they deny that it's rented or going to be rented or intended to be rented for purposes of
No, they have not.
This
They
alleged
have not
violation.
denied any of it. No.
Oh,
Nope.
very good. And in your most recent review, have you seen any type of, do they need any type of permit to remove these things necessarily?
Well, I mean, I don't assume so. I'm not certain to answer
Okay.
that. That's a permitting question,
Uh-huh.
but they're already unpermitted anyway, so to have them removed, it's,
Okay. Okay. And you believe 120 days is a reasonable amount of time?
yes, I do.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, as well as the email written correspondence testified to. Thank you.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Jermaine Gordon?
Mr. Gordon, you are the owner of this property. Do
Correct.
you have any objections to any of the documents the city would like to put in evidence?
No.
Without objection, I'll accept an evidence. You have entered a case file in this case, the city's composite exhibit. So tell me what's going on.
Pretty much, we're just gonna go ahead and comply and remove the structures in the allotted time. Right now, that we're looking at a different property that will allow those structures to be used in those type of ways. But we have been working very hard to, find out that we need the permits and everything afterwards. But like I said, we're going to just go ahead and remove those containers as soon as possible.
City wants to give you 120 days to do that. Is that sufficient?
Yes, sir.
Do you contest that you're in violation of any of these ordinances that the city has cited?
Correct.
What was the fine you were seeking, 100 a day?
200 a day.
100 a day. That's a substantial fine, so you're going to need to make sure you get that down in 120 days, okay?
Correct.
All right.
Officer Underwood, was it 200 or 250?
200.
200. Very good, thank you.
All right, in case CE 23111133, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of the listed code sections. I give the respondent 120 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $200 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 4, case number is CE 23111099. Case address is 814 45th Street. And I do think this respondent needs to be sworn in.
Yeah, she wasn't sworn in.
Special Magistrate, can we swear in the respondent?
Ma'am, were you here to be sworn in?
Yes?
No, I mean, were you here when we swore people in?
No.
No.
I didn't know.
Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Good morning. I'm Code Officer K.T. Weaver with the City of West Palm. The property at 814 45th Street was cited on November the 27th, 2023. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on November the 29th, 2023. Certified mail was sent to the address on November 28th, 2023. The property was originally cited for fence wall maintenance 94-302-A-4, also for clean and sanitary, junk, abandoned vehicle, and landscape areas must be grass. Everything has been complied except for the fence wall maintenance. This property was initially called in as a complaint, and I went out on the 27th and found this violation. I have had contact with the property owner, Miss Ann here. The property is still, as I mentioned, still in violation of the fence wall maintenance. The city is requesting an additional 90 days to gain compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
The photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the remaining alleged violation that you've observed?
Yes.
And just for the record, I know what we're looking at, but can you tell us for the record what it is about the fence or wall that you believe constitutes a violation?
Yes, ma'am. If we go back, okay, this is the wall. This is to the rear of 814, which the neighbor directly behind her is leaning towards the neighbor's property.
So it's a cement block wall?
A cement block retaining type of wall. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep looking through the pictures, you'll see different areas. It's kind of leaning quite a bit to, and the neighbor is concerned that it will fall over onto her property. The neighbor also informed me that she wants to get a fence put in, but at the state that this is in, she cannot get a fence because it'll just tear all that out, knock all that out. So they have also been conversing between each other. So she just needed a matter of time to be able to get the funds and get this done.
And will there have to be a permit at all?
I'm totally not quite sure, but I'm thinking there may be, which I was going to inform her too.
Okay.
Because I don't know the scope of what works need to be done.
Okay, very good. And do you believe that 90 days is a reasonable amount of time to do this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
Ann Supreme Miller.
I'm sorry, did you say Ann Supreme?
Ann Supreme Miller.
And what is your relation to the owner of Supreme K LLC?
I'm the owner. When my sister passed, I put the house on in a LLC instead of just.
Okay. So you own the LLC?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it looks like your fence is collapsing, huh?
Yes, unfortunately.
So the city wants to give you 90 days to either fix it, I guess, or replace it. Is that a sufficient amount of time for you, ma'am?
Yes, but where do I pull the permit and how long does it take to?
I'll get with you as far as the permitting process.
Okay. Yes,
Is it your intention to replace it or to fix it? You haven't decided yet?
I'm not sure. Me and my neighbor has been talking, and she said that her father would be able to help. We can work together and try to push it back. So we won't know until we attempt it if it's going to crumble on us, or is it going to be able to put the steel rods in and like get it fixed. I think he was talking about steel rods and cementing it to get it back into place. So that's why I started removing all the trees along the wall that was actually pushing it over. We've actually pulled all of that out. We literally can look at each other now, just to help to slow down so that we can get the funds. The only thing that's missing is the funds to do it, and some manual labors, which I've spoken with some family members.
Do you think you'll be able to get all that done in 90 days?
I think so. I hope. What's the max?
There isn't a max. I mean, you can make a request.
I had spoken with her. I said 90, but as long as it's not going to be too hard to pull the permit, I think, yes, I will be able to meet that.
And I suggest, let's give her 120 days. That's time.
That was my thought as well.
And Special Magistrate, I'm not sure if we asked her if she has any objections to the documents.
Oh, I probably did not. Did you have any objections to the documents being put into evidence?
No, they were all right.
Without objection, I'll accept the documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. I'm going to give you the 120 days. I will tell you that seems like a lot of time, but sometimes that time goes by pretty quick, so it's important that you get on it relatively quickly.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. CE 23111099, to make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, find the property in violation of 94302A4 and give the respondent 120 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, confirming we have no other respondents present.
Do I get something from you?
Just the general public. You're all set, ma'am. Okay. Moving to agenda item number 5, case number is CE 23100943. Case address is 637 41st Street.
Are we through the represented cases? Go ahead.
Good morning, Sandy Mills, School Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. Property address 637 41st Street was cited on October 27, 2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on October 27, 2023. Certified mail was returned on December 5th, 2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall, excuse me, both the property and City Hall were posted on December the 12th, 2023. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. The property was cited for not having a certificate of use, as well as a rental license, obstruction of right-of-way, and having livestock poultry on the property. I initially got a complaint about the poultry, went to the property, and I do have pictures of the chicken in the backyard. As of today, the property is partially complied. The only thing that remains is the not having the certificate of use, as well as the rental license. A reinspection is necessary to get the entire property complied. So the city is asking for an additional 30 days and $200 per day after if compliance is not achieved.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
I think we're going to see some photos. They're coming up. The photos that we'll be reviewing in just a second, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you believe still remain outstanding on the property?
They do.
All right. And with respect to evidence of rental, what did you first observe, or what did you first learn that led you to believe it was being rented?
Okay, so when I went there about the chicken issue and the little Spanish that I was able to communicate with the renters, I found out that they weren't the owner of the property.
Okay.
So hence the rental license.
All right. And so they identified themselves as tenants? You have to answer
Yes.
loud.
Yes.
And fortunately or unfortunately, you're no longer seeing a chicken?
No chicken. I took pictures of the backyard as well when I did the first inspection, the rental inspection. So the chickens are gone, and the original complainant verified that the chickens are not there anymore. They're not hearing them.
Okay. And then did I hear correctly that it's the re-inspection for the COU that has either failed or not gone forward? So is it your testimony that then the owner admits or does not disagree with the fact that they were renting or intended to rent?
That is correct. We did an inspection. However, there's some certain stuff inside the property that needed to be fixed, and he's currently working on it, and we just need to find a time to re-inspect the property.
All right. And just for the record, to make sure the obstruction of the right-of-way you believe has been brought into compliance?
It is. As of yesterday, it was still in compliance.
All right. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to obtain the re-inspection and then bring these alleged violations into compliance?
I do.
All right. Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, and a rental permit application, which would be relied upon in the file.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents to evidence the city's composite exhibit. So we're down to the certificate of use and rental license.
That's correct.
No chicken.
No chicken.
And you want to give them 30 days or $100 per day?
200.
And you believe that's sufficient time for them to obtain the rental license?
It is, because we have been in communication. It's just a matter of finding the time for him to do the inspection, schedule the inspection.
All right, in case CE 23100943, I make the following findings of fact in life. I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 2232A and 22441. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance or fine of up to $200 per day measure.
Agenda item number 6, case number is CE 231000903. Case address is 4300 Spruce Avenue.
Good morning. Sunny Mills Code Compliance Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. Property address 4300 Spruce Avenue was cited on October 23, 2023. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on October 23, 2023. Certified mail was signed for on October 27, 2023. In addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on December 12, 2023. I have been in contact with the property owner as well as the owner and the manager, the property manager. Sorry. This property was cited for not having a rental license as well as not having a certificate of use and not displaying the address characters. When the property was cited, when the application went in for the rental license, we discovered that the unit that didn't have the address characters on it was an illegal conversion. So the owner as well as the property manager is currently in dialogue with the building department as to how to get the property legally conformed. So the city is requesting an additional 120 days and $200 per day if compliance is not achieved.
Okay, thank you very much. A couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
There is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
It does.
Okay. The photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
They do.
And for the record, can you just describe, I know we seem to be looking at a multi-unit
Yes.
structure. Can you just, again, kind of give us a little bit more description about, oh, I see it there now. So the main door had the numbering.
Right.
The door to the left is another unit? and
It's
that's-
another unit and it's listed on Airbnb.
Okay.
The funny thing is I actually went for something else. There was a FPL box on that street and I saw the missing number. And I remember seeing the listing, the door, but I wasn't sure where exactly it was. So when I checked, I found it on Airbnb. And it's basically an illegal conversion. And because it's been there for so long, the addressing character, if you check on Google, you can actually see the address itself. So with that being said, they're using that to get, the city's working with them to get it legally conformed, as opposed to just demolishing or restructuring into a single unit.
Okay, thank you. And there, right now, we're seeing a printout of the Airbnb or, Airbnb
The listing.
listing.
Yes,
And that is for this particular address that we're talking about?
that is correct.
Okay. And just for the record, you believe that 120 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to work with the city and bring this into compliance?
I do. I spoke to Building. Building said 3 months would be sufficient. However, an extra month as a cushion.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, as well as any written communication and the Airbnb printout accessed through the internet. Thank you.
Without objection, I'll take those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. The 120 days is because of the time you believe it'll take to get the address issue worked out?
No, not the address, because they apply the address, but the issue is getting the legal conversion to be legal. So they're doing the documentation, they're getting the drawings and so forth with Building. And Building said once they're acting within 90 days, everything should be up and running. And they have been communicating via email with Building, and they told them what to do and so forth. So 90 days, and I'm giving the additional 30 days just to make sure that they have sufficient time. So 120 days.
That sounds reasonable to me. In case CE 231000903, I make the findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections. Respondent has 120 days to bring the property in compliance by obtaining the rental license, numbering, and certificate of use, or a fine of $200 per day may issue.
Agenda item number 7, case number is CE 23090736. Case address is 1365 9th Street.
Good morning, Officer Luster with the City of West Palm Code. This property was posted on 1/4/2024. Certified mail came back to us on 10/9/2024. I've had no contact with this property owner. I'm asking for 30 days or $100 per day for the following violations that are still out of compliance. And that is, one second. To finish painting of the home and finish cleaning of sanitary around the home, for us cleaning the sidewalk, the walkway, and all other violations are in compliance. The landscape maintenance is compliant, the hurricane hazard is in compliant, and cleaning up easement is in compliance.
What's not in compliance?
Not in compliance is the painting of the structure. They started, but they have not completed it yet, and cleaning up the walkway for sanitizing that.
So, just to be clear, because of what the agenda says, 18106A, clean and sanitary, is still out of compliance?
Out of compliance.
And 18103J, condition of structures, is still out of compliance?
Additional structure for is painting service.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a couple of housekeeping questions, please. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
Was City Hall posted with the notice of violation?
City Hall was posted on 1/4/2024.
Thank you. The photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it about the painting of the structure or the paint on the structure that leads you to believe there's an alleged violation?
Well, initially, the house was in complete need of painting, and from the initial photographs, you'll see where it was a total different color. And it was peeling paint. They put in new windows, so they did a lot of busting out of the walls itself. So they had to come back and tighten up all that. But basically what's left on it now is the soffit and the fascia.
Okay.
Left to be painted.
Thank you. With respect to the clean and sanitary, what is it about?
Pressure washing the walkway up to the door, and that'll maintain that.
Okay, so you're seeing on the walkway.
It's just dirty.
Dirty, yeah, okay. Do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
I would say so. I see where the company has been coming into compliance. So I think another 30 days to finish painting the soffit and the fascia and cleaning up the sidewalk should be just fine.
Can you stay right there? Oh, can you go right back? There. So are we looking at, this is the sidewalk and walkway that you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. So we're just down to 18106A and 18103J,
Yes, sir.
and you want to give them 30 days?
Yes, sir.
And the fine was $100?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 23090736, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of 18106A and 18103J. Specifically, the property has to be maintained in clean sanitary position, and the structure needs to be maintained and painted. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 8, case number is CE 23121202. Case address is 1510 6th Street, and it's complied. Agenda item number 9, case number is CE 23111069. Case address is 1601 Belvedere Road, Suite 300E.
So I'm here on behalf of Code Officer Donald Williams. The business PPC Event Services Incorporated, located at 1601 Belvedere Road, Unit 300E, was cited on November the 16th, 2023 for business tax receipt 82-144. Certified mail was sent on November the 16th, 2023. It was received and signed for on November 27th, 2023. The NOV was posted at City Hall and the business on 1/9/2024. The city is requesting 10 days to obtain the business tax receipt and a one-time fine of $250.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
And the photograph we saw was posting of the notice of violation in this case for this business at this address, correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you believe 10 days is a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
And this PPC Event Services, have you had any contact with them?
No.
What evidence can you point us to that this is a current ongoing business, open for business?
Well, this is a new BTR. There's no evidence of them ever having one.
Okay. And do you know if, as event services, do you know that they're open for business? I mean.
Yes.
Okay.
They are, and it was validated by when I went to post.
Okay.
And I spoke with the management, the office where they have their building, and they are there and still current, yes.
Okay, so that management confirm to you that they're an ongoing current business,
Yes, ma'am.
open day to day there.
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be your testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, very good, thank you. Do you believe 10 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to obtain this business tax receipt?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, SunBiz printout sheet, and photograph. Thank you.
Without objection, I'll accept in evidence the evidentiary case file, in this case, the city's composite exhibit. Just to confirm what the city attorney questioned you about, you spoke with the management of the building that confirmed that the business was operating.
Yes.
In case CE 23111069, make the following finding of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 82144. I order the respondent to obtain a business tax receipt within 10 days and pay a one-time fine of $250.
Agenda item number 10, case number is CE 23111061. Case address is 250 South Australian Avenue, Unit 1601.
Again, Kay Weaver on behalf of Code Officer Donald Williams. The business Northwestern Mutual, located at 250 South Australian Avenue, Unit 1601, was cited on November 16, 2023 for no business tax receipt, 82-144. Certified mail was sent on November 16, 2023. It was received and signed for November 27, 2023. The NOV was posted at City Hall and the business on January the 9th, 2024. The city is requesting 10 days to obtain the business tax receipt and a fine of $250.
That's a one-time fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a couple of questions. Is there an executed affidavit posted in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, ma'am.
The photograph that we reviewed of the notice of violation, is that a photograph of leaving the notice at the property managers or?
Well, actually, that was in the entrance. They don't have, they didn't have the numbering there because that is a temporary spot for them because their original spot is being
renovated or refurbished?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Mhm.
So I was able to go in, I put it on the desk. There was a gentleman there, he's not in the picture, but, so I left it there on the desk, took a picture of it, and then I took a picture of the entrance of the actual suite.
Okay, and what is your testimony as to regards this is a ongoing, current, open?
This also is, new BTR. There's nothing found that they had an original or anything. So, yes, ma'am.
Were you able to call Northwestern or talk with somebody representing Northwestern to indicate that it's an ongoing, open business?
Well, I wasn't able to speak with anyone in reference to that, only the person, because there was a couple of people in the office. The one gentleman that did come out, he basically saw it, but he wasn't like the person that would handle that, but he did receive it. So, I'm unable to give further as far as that.
Okay, can we go back into that case? I just want to make sure that we correct the record. Is that well, back to that one you just had. Is that the certified mail on this case?
That was me posting.
Okay, so right here, what we're looking at, so I thought you said that certified mail was received. This indicates that it was signed by our clerk here in the city because it got returned. So I just wanted to correct the record on that.
Okay, I'm
that's all.
sorry.
Yep.
It was returned, but
Yeah.
the other picture was of me posting inside of the suite.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, SunBiz printout sheet, and photograph.
Without objection, I'll accept those into evidence. So what was the evidence that they are still in business?
I went, actually, the picture that was shown, that's inside of the suite. that they're currently using, for Northwestern Mutual.
Can I see that picture again?
That's on the desk, that's inside, so I went inside
So this is inside their,
the suite. that
their
they're using.
actual business suite. This is not just a front desk in
No,
the
ma'am.
building.
That's inside the business. I went to
Okay.
each business.
Okay, and I'm sorry, Special Magistrate, I just totally hijacked your questioning, but I'm gonna keep
No,
going.
no, I can use any help I can get. So you took that picture inside their office
Yes, sir.
while they were operating their business?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, we were 10 days and 250 on this as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, CE 2311161, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of 82144. Give the respondent 10 days to obtain their business tax receipt and pay a one-time fine of $250.
Agenda item number 11, case number is CE 23111071. Case address is 1601 Belvedere Road, Unit 300E.
Hi, Kay Ruru. On behalf of Donald Williams, Code Officer Donald Williams, the business Stella Cleaning LLC, located at 1601 Belvedere Road, Unit 300 East, was cited on November 16, 2023 for 82-144 business tax receipt. Certified mail was sent on November 16, 2023. It was received and signed for on November 27, 2023. The notice of violation was posted at City Hall and the business on January 9, 2024. The city is requesting 10 days to obtain a business tax receipt and a one-time fine of $250.
Okay, so just a couple of housekeeping. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes,
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
yes,
And I think, just to correct the record, I think I saw it on this one too, that the certified was actually returned. That's a signature of our clerk here
Okay.
at City Hall. So I'm not sure that certified did get to them, just to correct that record, but certified was sent.
okay.
Is your testimony that certified was sent according to Papa and/or Sunbiz?
Yes,
All right. And again, this is for Stella Cleaning. And what is your testimony with regard to whether this is an ongoing open for business?
that's not the right picture for Stella. But I went to the office where they're housed, and I did speak with management, which took me around, took me to the door. That's where I posted at their door. And they did confirm that Stella is still in business.
Okay.
The management confirmed they're in business, or did you see that they were in business?
The management confirmed that they were in business, and they took me to the office.
Are we looking at the pictures from the last case?
Yeah, that picture is not the right picture. The picture for Stella shows Stella because
That's-
These look like the pictures from the last case.
No, number 11.
that's the correct picture for Stella.
Okay, so let's backtrack just to make the record clear. What we were seeing before just happened to be unintentionally from the last case. So to make the record clear, we're looking at a photograph of posting in this case for 1601 Belvedere Road, 300 East, Stella Cleaning LLC. You can see Suite 27 Stella.
Yes,
That's a photo of posting of this notice of violation on the business door for Stella in this case, correct?
yes.
Okay, very good. And can we see just the certified as well? Okay, we've got the affidavit of posting that we're reviewing for Stella. And in this instance, then, certified was delivered and not returned to City Hall, right? Is that what you're seeing as well?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And again, just to make the record clear, because of posting on the door, would it be that, that management ended up taking you to the door
Yes.
and confirming that this was an ongoing, open, valid business?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing document, Sunbiz printout sheet, and photograph.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents into evidence. KCE 23111071, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of 82144. I give the respondent 10 days to obtain their business tax receipt and issue a one-time fine of $250.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 12, case number is CE 23111044. Case address is 628 53rd Street.
Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited November the 15th. Certified mail was sent November the 15th. Posted property City Hall November the 17th. This property was cited for unpaved parking, landscape maintenance, sodding of the bare areas in the yard, excessive growth, and trash can in public view. As of yesterday, the only thing that was in compliance was the unpaved parking. So this is city's requesting additional 30 days or $100 per day after.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes.
Photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, it does.
And can you please tell us for the record what it is about the landscaped areas that you observed?
Right there. It's bare. So the engines, the cars been parked there so many times it just burns the grass up.
All right, so basically we're looking at the lawn area off the
just west
off
of
the
the
concrete driveway in the front?
Yep.
All right, and it's a very large area that's discolored and no ground cover on it, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. And with respect to excessive growth, what is it that you observed?
If you scroll up, you see it there. It's growing all up into the neighbor's fence. You see it in between both sides of the residence, all the way to the back gate.
All right, thank you. And what is it about the trash can that you believe is in violation?
You scroll up a little bit more, you'll see it lives in the on the east side of the home, right there. Even in the updated pictures I have there, they're still there as of yesterday.
Okay, so so basically we're talking about the recycling bins or the trash?
Oh,
Or
there's trash cans also. Keep scrolling, there's more.
Ah, there it is. Yeah. Okay, and so the fact that I believe the ordinance reads that, you know, basically it's visible from the road or the right-of-way, and it's out during times that are not consistent with the time that trash is supposed to be picked up, right? Okay. And you said that the parking, 94482A, is now in compliance, correct?
Yes, as of yesterday, I didn't see a vehicle there, so I couldn't hold them for.
Okay.
There.
Thank you. And the last one, 18106M, maintaining landscape. Can you please describe for us what you observed?
It's not being maintained, it's not being cut, it's not being, in this case, given sod and given fertilizer because there's nothing there in those bare areas. It's weeds growing everywhere, so that they're not maintaining of the landscape.
Okay, thank you very much. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time within which to bring these alleged violations into compliance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you had any contact with an owner or anybody representing the owner?
No.
All right. And other than the parking of the cars, have you seen any type of progress on these, just not complete progress?
No, I've been there on the day they went to work and the vehicle wasn't there.
All right. Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence, the city's composite exhibit. Do you think all this can be done in 30 days?
Yeah, a lawnmower and, yeah, I think that could be done in 30 days.
All right, KCE 23111044. Make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 94442C1. Specifically, they have areas of the property, especially right next to the driveway, that need to be properly landscaped. 18106B, there's excessive growth on the property. 7434A1H, there's a trash can, public trash cans in public view. 9442A, actually, that one's in compliance, right?
Yep, that one's in compliance.
18106M, that the landscaping has to be maintained. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $100 per name issue.
Agenda item number 13, case number is CE 23111094. Case address is 520 52nd Street.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited November 20th. Certified mail was sent November 20th. City Hall was posted November 22nd. This property was cited for trash can in public view, unpaved parking, and outdoor storage. As of yesterday, absolutely nothing was in compliance. The city is requesting 30 days at $100 per day after.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes.
And the photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, it does.
Have you had any contact with an owner or representative of the owner?
The last time I wrote the violation, I did have correspondence with the property manager, Kanga, but I'm not sure if they're still, the property manager is still owned by the same person, but I haven't as of this violation.
Okay. And have you seen any progress at all?
No.
On anything? No. And can you please tell us for the record what it is that you've observed that you believe are violations?
When it comes to the trash can in public view, it's always by the front gate. Even in my pictures from yesterday, it's still at the front gate. When it comes to outdoor storage, there's interior sofas and things outside. There's all sorts of coolers and bins on the east side of the property, and on the west side of the property, there's right by it seems to be a washer or something. There's things stacked up on top of it in that picture there. When it comes to the unpaved parking, there's a vehicle that's parking just to the west of the driveway, the cobblestone driveway they have. And it's just continuously in the grass, which was on their last violation, but it didn't get adjudicated, so it's not a repeat.
Okay, and so we're seeing pictures of that car. And
yep.
As of your most recent inspection, you're still seeing that parking?
As of yesterday.
That way. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Do you believe 30 days is a reasonable amount of time?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, I'll accept those in evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So you were looking for 30 days here as well?
Say again?
Did you say 30 days as
Yes,
well
sir.
here? And $100 per day?
Yep.
No reason to believe they couldn't do this all in 30 days?
No, they had since November. So far they would have like 90 days to remove the vehicle and park it where in the driveway and put the garbage can up. So that's fairly simple.
Yeah, it's moving a car, moving a trash can, and
Yeah.
removing the outdoor storage. Yeah, okay. In case CE 23111094, I make the following findings of fact. On law, if I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 7434A1H for having a trash can in public view, 94482A for parking a car on an unpaved surface, and 9471C for having various items stored on the property, including a couch. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $100 per day issue.
Agenda item number 14, case number is CE 23111031. Case address is 5510 Manning Avenue.
City of West Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited November the 9th. Certified mail was sent November the 9th. Posted at City Hall November the 13th. This property was cited for fence and wall maintenance, cleaning up the center row of the swell, clean and sanitary for trash and debris all over the property, and maintenance of the landscaping. As of yesterday, all the violations were still out of compliance. The city is requesting 30 days at $100 per day after.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
Was the notice of violation posted at the property?
Yes, it was.
And the photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
Yes, it does.
And for each of the alleged violations, can you tell us specifically for the record what it is you observed?
there's your trash and debris there. It's all over, from 55th to Manning, all around the property. Also, you'll see images where the wooden fence is in disarray on the north side of the property where the parking area is. And for outdoor storage, there's several things that are not patio related that are stored outside on the 55th Street driveway area, which, again, the picture's there.
Just looking at more of the photos,
Yeah,
sorry.
just waiting for it.
So there we're seeing palm fronds and
Yeah,
detriment and
it's all kind of
trash,
things.
discarded items. And again, there's the wooden
Yeah,
fence.
there's a fence there. It's actually, that was yesterday. It hasn't been repaired. It's just standing up. They just have it standing up. You can still see that all those spots on top and bottom are broken. So there's just, whoever it is, just have it leaning up. It's not been repaired.
So when you say it's just leaning up, it's not even secured to?
No, it's not. And the other violation, oh yeah, these are the other images. You could see there where the wooden fence was leaning. Yeah, and this one right here, it's doing the same thing. It's just leaning back. It's not secured at all. When the gentleman was bringing up the trash, the whole fence lays to the side, and then they just stand it up.
Okay. And that's something you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And we're seeing some photographs that really have trash and debris in it, but we're seeing a metal chain link fence. That has nothing to do, chain link fence is
The chain
fine?
link fence as well, there's sections of that where it's hard to tell by the pictures, but it's coming out towards the sidewalk. I did fence for it being the whole fence entirety, but usually this guy calls, I haven't heard from him to actually give him exactly what's going on. I did send him an email with the same pictures, with detailed on what exactly needed to be done, but I haven't heard anything back.
Okay. Have you seen any progress on any of these at all?
No, it looks the same way every time I go by there.
All right. And do you believe that 30 days is a reasonable amount of time?
Yes, I do.
All right. And just to secure that wooden fence and fix some of those slats, do you believe necessarily that they'd need a permit for that now?
No, it's not a whole 6-foot section. If they just put nails or wherever they would like to repair it, just inside of the actual, I just forgot the word of what it's called, but just reattach it to the main frame of it, and then it'll easily go back and forth. There's multiple splits that just need to be replaced, but it's nothing that would require a permit.
Okay, thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit, excuse me, I'm so sorry, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. In case CE 23111031, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections, including the fence in disrepair, trash and debris on the property needs to be cleaned up, and the maintenance of the landscaping. I give the respondent 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day.
Agenda item number 16, case number is CE 23121233. Case address is 411 14th Street.
Good morning, Officer Underwood, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. Property 411 14th Street was initially cited December 29th, 2023. Certified mail was sent out January 2nd, 2024. Both City Hall and property were posted January 2nd, 2024, and certified letter was returned January 12th, 2024. This property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, clean to the center of the right-of-way, boarding certificate, secure vacant property, correct within 10 days, and excessive growth. City is requesting 10 days or immediate abatement for the violations that are still existing. I have not been in contact with the property owner, and as of yesterday, all the violations still remain.
Okay, a few questions. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, there is.
And does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also sent by regular first-class mail?
Yes, it does.
The photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violations that you've observed?
They do.
Okay, so kind of backwards, we'll we're gonna go through the photographs and your observations, but have you seen any progress at all? Even though you said they're not in compliance, have you seen any progress?
So from if you scroll up to the front of the property, the top pictures, if you scroll up, they have replaced the front windows and the doorknob. But as far as the back of the property, what you see in that picture right there, that little shed that's on the right-hand side right there, they have, as of yesterday, knocked it over, bulldozed it, ran a car into it. I'm not certain what they did, and left the blocks just laying around. There was somebody living in that house on that little building right there on the right. If you scroll up, just keep scrolling.
Okay, so then let's,
Keep scrolling. Go all the way to the top. All the way. Keep going, keep going, keep going. All right. Come down just one. Right there. So the front door is new. The door knob is new. They replaced the windows in the front right there and on the side, but when I was there in December, the screens were cut.
I don't suppose they have permits on this.
And the windows were opened.
okay,
The back door there's no padlock, or not there's no deadbolt and no knob, so the back door is free swinging open and was open when I was there.
okay.
Trash and debris obviously still there, overgrowth still there, obstructing the right of way of the sidewalk, which is, keep going,
Were those windows and
Right.
doors permitted?
there. I honestly didn't look. I'm not certain.
Okay, so, so this is a residential,
Correct.
is it just technically one single-family house?
One
Is it
single-family
multi-unit?
home. It's unoccupied. The inside of the property is gutted.
Okay.
There's nothing inside. I noticed that in the pictures from the door being open, and I just stood there and took a picture on the inside. As you can see, the front window is open and the screen, keep going down, right there. Yep, up, just look right there. The screen is cut. So you can see that they're opening the front window and the back door is open.
Okay, and, so we saw a lot of pictures of a lot of debris that
Yep,
trash, debris, overgrowth.
correct.
We see people.
The property is currently running fines for all of these, and it was adjudicated with, I have the adjudication number if you want that, and it's currently running $500 a day in fines for the last 133 days for $66,500.
How many days
133.
so far? And there's been no contact from anyone?
No. If you go out of that picture and scan, or go down to the new ones from yesterday, the property owner, somebody has dropped off a container, a large garbage container, roll-off container, and as I said, that structure right there in the back has been knocked over with the blocks and everything just thrown apart in the backyard. And so I don't know if they're making attempts to clean it up or what they're doing, but the city's
Okay.
requesting 10 additional days or abatement immediate.
Okay. Do you believe that 10 days to get rid of the trash and debris and board it up is a reasonable amount of time before abatement?
With the dumpster being in the driveway, so obviously he's aware of what's going on, I 100% agree it would be 10 days, he could have it cleaned up, no problem.
Okay.
And as far as the back door, putting a knob and a deadbolt or something to secure the back door and close the front windows and lock them, the place could be secured as far as for the board and secure, so 10 days should be fine.
Okay. And with regards to abatement, do you believe that the current condition of the property is an attractive nuisance for, obviously, we saw some vagrants or people that weren't authorized to be there. Is it also attractive to young children? Is it attractive to, animals, pests, and other things that can bring disease and issues and problems?
That's correct, yep.
And do you believe that the current condition rises to the level of a health, safety, and welfare concern and issue?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents and evidence as city's composite exhibit. It's weird, because it seems like somebody's actually doing something on the property, but they haven't reached out to the city at any point, huh?
So there has been no movement as far as the trash, debris, and all that stuff, and the overgrowth, and the homelessness, and all the squatters and stuff, up until last week, when all this just started. As you can see in the pictures, it's a nuisance.
All right, in case CE 23121233, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections, specifically that the adjoining right-of-way and property have trash and debris all over them. Clean sanitary 18106A, that the lot and home have to be kept in a clean and sanitary condition, which is currently not being. That the vacant property has to be secured, 18214B, and that there is excessive growth on the property, 18106B. Make further finding that conditions on the property constitute a threat to the health, safety, and welfare of the city of West Palm Beach. Order the replying to come in compliance within 10 days, or I authorize the city to enter the property and abate any and all of these violations. I hereby assess the cost of said abatement against the property and property owner.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 17, case number is CE 23121173. Case address is 1356 North Mangonia Drive, and it's complied. Agenda item number 18, case number is CE 23121183. Case address is 5133 Ellery Terrace.
Well, I'd say we could move to someone else, but I think he's all we have left, right?
All right.
5133 Ellery Terrace.
Good morning. City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On 12/6, the property at 5133 Ellery Terrace was cited for garbage can placement. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent December 7th. Property, as well as City Hall, was posted January 5th. I did have contact with the property owner. The compliance date on this one was set for December 20th. It complied on January 5th. City's recommending a finding of fact on this one.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit, oh, nope, you already answered that. The photographs that we're reviewing, do they truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you've observed?
Yes, ma'am.
With respect to this trash can, is it your testimony that you had been observing this trash can outside, visible from the street or the right-of-way during times and dates that are not consistent with trash pickup?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents into evidence, the city's composite exhibit. So the trash can was in view. You gave them a time frame to remove it. They didn't, but eventually they did.
Yes, sir. That's a cat and mouse game we play with this neighborhood.
Yeah, it does appear to be. I've seen plenty of these. In case CE 23121183, make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property having been in violation of 7434A1H and, but now is in compliance, but after the required compliance date. No fine is issued at this time.
Agenda item number 19, case number is CE 23121189. Case address is 5178 Ashley River Road.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On December 6th, the property at 5178 Ashley River Road was cited for trash can placement. The property, as well as City Hall, was posted January 5th. Certified mail and regular mail was sent December 7th. The compliance date was set for December 15th on this one. It was actually in compliance on January 5th. I did have contact with this property owner. He's aware of the rules and regulations when it comes to trash cans with the City of West Palm. So he's eager to comply. I let him know that there will be no fine assessed as long as he keeps bringing in his trash can in a timely fashion. He should have nothing to worry about. So with that being said, city's recommending a finding of fact on this one as well.
Thank you very much. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Do the photographs that we're reviewing truthfully and accurately depict and represent the alleged violation that you observed?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it your testimony that the trash can is in violation of the city's ordinance because you can see the trash can is visible from the street or the right-of-way on days and times that are not consistent with trash pickup?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the case file, including the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, and photographs.
Without objection, those documents are admitted to evidence as city's composite exhibit. All right, in case CE 23121189, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I found the property having been in violation of Code Section 7434A1H, specifically a trash can in public view. Was in violation, but has since come into compliance, but after the required compliance date. No fine is issued at this time.
Agenda item number 20, case number is CE 23121229. Case address is 4295 45th Street.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On December 20th, the property at 4295 45th Street, specifically Sam's Club Optical. The business was cited for business tax receipt and a certificate of use. This is a renewal. This property has not paid its business tax for the past 2 years. I've personally gone into Sam's, dropped off invoices for them to make payment several times. Specifically, at the time of posting, City Hall as well as the property was posted January 4th. I did drop off the notice as well as the invoice and ways to make payment. Certified mail as well as regular mail was sent December 21st. I've also been in contact with the manager, hoping that this bill would be satisfied. As of this morning, the bill is still outstanding. With that being said, city's recommending 10 days to pay their bill to bring the property in compliance, or $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Is there an executed affidavit of posting in your file?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that affidavit reflect that the notice of violation was also posted at City Hall?
Yes, ma'am.
And basically, in talking to the manager, would it also be your testimony, basically, would you have hand-delivered the notice of violation at the property?
I also, when it comes to a business, I don't like to leave it lingering on their door because I don't think it's a nice practice. So what I do is I take a picture of the posting and I also walk it into the establishment. I did have the manager on the phone and I explained everything to him. I left the invoice with the attendant at the optical portion of Sam's. We walked back to the management office. I guess the manager wasn't there at the time, and they assured me that he would get the invoice because that's all they were waiting for was the invoice. And I don't understand why we still can't receive payment to get the property in compliance. This has been an ongoing thing with Sam's and their optical portion. They always pay their business tax receipt for the food portion, the grocery portion of that business, but they always fail to pay the other portion of that business as well. It's not just about the location. I tried to explain that to the manager as well. I don't know. City is running out of options here.
So do you know approximately how much they're in arrears at this point?
I believe it's upwards of $900.
Okay. And is this sort of like an optical business within Sam's Club itself?
Yes,
Okay.
but it's also ran by Sam's Club.
Okay. And again, you testified that you were in the optical area talking to an optical worker, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's an ongoing open area doing their optical business, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you very much. You believe 10 days is a reasonable amount of time to pay their rearage and come into compliance?
More than enough. They've had 2 years.
Okay, thank you. Special Magistrate, the city would like to submit as evidence a copy of the notice of violation, affidavit of posting, pop-up printout sheet, certified mailing documents, photographs, the invoices discussed, and any and all other written communication in the case file. Thank you.
Without objection, I'll accept those documents to evidence as city's composite exhibit. This seems weird to me. Usually companies like this have
It
compliance
is
officers.
weird because every year they pay Sam's Club itself's bill, but they always fail to pay the optical. And they
Have you
haven't
talked to
done
the
it in the
manager?
past 3 years.
Have you talked to the store manager?
I've talked to several store managers. This is not the first time. And I don't know, I don't know if they believe they're not responsible for paying, I don't know. But when I spoke to the manager, he says all he's waiting for was the invoice. I said, I mailed the invoice to corporate. So I said, okay, fine. I hand deliver the invoice to you, since that's all you need. To my shock and amaze this morning, it's still outstanding.
When did you give them the
Excuse me?
when did you hand deliver it to them?
When I posted it. It was on the 4th.
So
4th of
weeks ago.
January or 4th of December?
4th of January.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know what else I can do other than that.
You see my plight.
So you're looking for to pay it in 10 days or what, the fine of $250?
A fine of $250 for the rent, for the business tax, and $100 a day for the COU.
Well, eventually they're going to have to pay it.
That's the idea.
In CE 23121229, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 2232A, certificate of use, and 82144 business tax receipt. Respondent has 10 days to bring these into compliance. I assess a one-time fine of $250 for the failure to pay the business tax receipt, and a fine of $100 per day beginning after 10 days for this failure to obtain a certificate of use, continuing until the property comes into compliance.
Thank you.
Special Magistrate, this concludes the regular agenda.
Are we scheduled for 11:30 on other matters?
Yes.
All right, so we will take a recess till 11:30. All right, I hereby call us back into order. This is Special Magistrate for the City of West Palm Beach. The other matters agenda. I want to begin by explaining the process and how it's going to work. I hear the cases in the order in which they appear on the agenda. When you hear your case called, please go ahead and proceed to the podium on my right-hand side. The city will be on the left-hand side. The city will introduce the case and the status of the case, after which time you'll have an opportunity to ask me for the remedy or the result that you are looking for. Specifically, if you're looking for a lien reduction, which appears to be most of you, you have to give me what specifically you are asking for and the reasons, hopefully the ones that meet the ordinance requirements for why I should grant that to you. So what you're asking for and why I should grant that to you. After which I will make a ruling, which you will receive a copy of. This is not a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all evidence is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think you're going to testify, or there's a possibility that you might be testifying, please rise and raise your right hand so you can be sworn in. So anyone who's going to testify, speak. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? All right, please be seated.
Agenda item number 22, case number is CE 14110317. Case address is 1017 18th Street.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 1017 18th Street was originally cited in November 21st, 2014 for failure to obtain a rental license as well as certificate of use and address characters needed to be posted on the property. That went to a special magistrate hearing December 17th, 2014. It was ordered for the fines to start as of January 16th, 2015. The fine was $100 a day that was ordered, and that ran for 2,226 days for a total of $222,600. That was complied on February 19th, 2001. This was done under the previous owner. This is the new owner that is here today that has applied for the lien reduction. Service in this case was achieved by way of certified mail. So the city is requesting a reduction of 15% of that lien, or $33,390.
Hi, can you tell me your names, please?
My name is Primrose Holmes, and this is my son.
Jonathan Holmes.
I'm sorry? Your name, sir?
Jonathan Holmes.
Jonathan Holmes?
That's right.
So what are you asking me to do, and why should I grant it to you?
I'm asking you for a lien reduction of $300, and you should grant it to me because I don't have all that money to pay. You know, I'm a working mom, and I said, I just don't have it. And I've been doing upgrades. Well, I've done upgrades on that property. Painted, me and my son painted. We did the window screens, whatever you guys asked for, you know, to become compliant with this property. So I'm just asking for that grace.
Are you the owner of Creative Homeworks of Miami?
No, I'm not. I'm Blossoming Primrose, the other owner.
No. So you bought this property from Creative Homeworks of Miami?
Yes, he granted it to me. That was my ex, and we got a divorce, and I didn't know about all of this until he told me later on. And when I found out about it, I started doing the upgrades.
So it looks like the fine was assessed when it was owned by Creative Homeworks of Miami.
I didn't hear what you said, sir.
So it looks like the fine began when Creative Homeworks of Miami owned it?
Correct. He that was done under the previous owner.
Did you do a title search when you bought the property? Why not?
I wasn't aware.
Usually the bank makes you do it. No?
I just don't remember that happening. It was the first time that my mom took over ownership of the property, period, so she's not that well experienced in that. Wasn't aware of a title search, wasn't aware of the proper ways to go about it. We just got the house deeded, and then as soon as we found out about the issues, we immediately went to fix them. I mean, we were shocked by what was going on, and as soon as we found out, we tried to remedy that. But as soon as it was brought to our attention, that's when we tried to fix it.
So, did I understand correctly? I think you said you ended up getting this in your divorce from your husband, your ex? Okay, so, but it was done by warranty deed. What was his name?
Abel Holmes.
Okay, all right. So at the time, are you saying that when Creative Homeworks owned it, were you an owner as well at the time?
No, I wasn't an owner as well. Abel did things in secret, you know, he kept things from me, so I didn't know about everything that was going on with the property.
Okay. Have you guys, is it your homestead?
I'm sorry, no, it's not.
No, it's not. And do you all currently rent it?
Yes, it's under rental.
Okay. So when you received it, you found out it was being rented? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's all I have at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not unsympathetic, but you're asking for, I mean, the current fine is $222,000. 600.
Yeah, I only could do what I could do, though, you know? I'm not making that much, and I only could do
What's the city's position on their ask for $300?
My apologies, Magistrate.
No worries.
After speaking with city attorney, due to the fact that the property is being rented and it is a rental property, the city would counter with a bottom offer of $5,500, payable within a year.
And again, unless the respondents have information that can address the factors in the ordinance, if they have any other relevant information that they can share that might have a bearing on that amount.
You said other factors in the ordinance?
What does that mean? Does that mean what we did to the property?
So, when you applied for a lien reduction, it referenced the ordinance that allows me to reduce liens, and it gives a series of factors that I'm supposed to weigh in determining whether or not to reduce your lien. And I'm presuming what the city attorney is saying, is there anything in the ordinance factors that, that you want to highlight?
Well, we did spend $3,500 upgrading the property.
I will say the city's offer of $5,500 in a year to pay it strikes me as pretty reasonable, considering you walked in here with $222,000 fine, reduced to $5,500 and got a year to pay it. That's probably better than I would have done.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
It has to work, right? Because you're not going to lower it anymore, so it has to work for me.
Well, look, I'll listen.
You'll listen, that's it?
I mean, I mean, I understand that there's a large amount due on the property, but originally it wasn't even in our possession, so we were unaware of that. And then as soon as we found out about the issue, we worked as fast as we could.
I think that's probably why the city's willing to reduce it as much as they are, because it's, I mean, that's basically, you know, $218,000 off. That's a lot.
Okay.
Payable in a year.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm willing to do it is because I don't think you were the party at issue here, but it's worth pointing out, especially because we're on TV, right? The one thing that I know, it's weird, isn't it? The one thing that I can't, and I don't want to suggest to anyone that watches these hearings is that you can buy some property that's got huge amounts of fines on, and you can get it all reduced, so it makes the whole fine system meaningless, right?
Yeah.
Because if somebody goes, well, I'll just sell the property, and the next guy will get nothing, right? So it can't be nothing. But in light of your circumstances and what you've told me, I do think it should be substantial, and I think this is substantial.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So in this case, in case CE 141103117, I'm going to reduce the fine from $226,600 to $5,500 payable within 1 year.
Please just also keep in mind that if that $5,500 isn't paid within that time period, it reverts back to the original amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably should have mentioned that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Agenda item number 23, case number CE 22010130. Case address is 5101 Caribbean Boulevard. Hello.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 5101 Caribbean Boulevard was originally cited January 8th, 2022. This was a building case. They were cited for several items done without permits, mechanical AC units, concrete stairways being installed, railing. There's something else listed here. I can't read it. It was cut off. But there was a stop work order issued. This went to magistrate hearing. March 16th, 2022 was ordered for the fine to start as of April 18th, 2022. That fine was ordered for $250 a day. This ran for 465 days for a total of $116,250. This was complied July 27th, 2023. This is the same owner. There's been six different cases with code enforcement dating back to 2013 under this ownership for various different violations. This particular case, service was achieved by way of posting, and so city requests a reduction of 25% of the lien for a total of $29,062.50.
Officer Williams, do you know, is this a whole condo association? Is this a condo? What is this?
They do appear to be condos or an apartment association. I'm not sure if they're listed as a condos or apartments, but yes, it would be an association.
So in other words, just for the record, we're not talking about just one condo unit that this applies to. It's more like a common area or something?
Correct. This encompassed the entire property.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the floor is yours.
All right, great. Hi, I'm Sarah Thompson. I'm here on behalf of the property owner. We are looking to reduce the fine to whatever the greater amount is of the work that code enforcement has done in relation to this case, or $10,000.
Ma'am, are you an attorney?
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
And which
so I am with the
which
firm.
firm are you with?
Dunamis Glenn-Backman. It's located in Boca Raton at 14 Southeast 4th Street.
Okay, and you're requesting that we reduce it to what?
We're requesting to reduce to whatever the greater amount is of the work that code enforcement has done to look into the property, do their inspections, and do all the work related to this case, or $10,000, whichever is the greater amount.
Well, I don't believe that code enforcement assembles an amount based upon their workload, though I have to say 6 cases is a lot.
6 cases, and I do believe that 4 of them have been closed without any liens attached to the property. I will say, and just as a preface to this conversation we're about to have, that me and my partner at my firm have just been put onto this case. Unfortunately, another attorney in our office was handling this and then left for a different opportunity. So we are a little bit new on this at this point, but we have been brought up to speed as much as possible by our client, and Marcus and Monique have been really helpful with bringing us up to speed as well.
I mean, I will tell you at first blush, because your client is the original owner, that there were 6 cases on here, that this went on for a while, but the city's offer to reduce it by 75% seems actually fairly reasonable to me. Why wouldn't that be sufficient?
It's not that it's not sufficient, it's just I think with the background of this case, I think that is extremely important to take into consideration.
Share with me what the background is that you
So
think.
the property owners are out-of-state property owners, and they took on this property because they wanted to take on the challenge of being able to bring and revitalize an affordable housing project. And so back in 2021, they hired an in-state property management company that they had wholeheartedly believed would continue to bring this property up into a better place to live for the tenants. So unfortunately, that prior management company, which was fired upon the property owners learning of the lack of permits acquired for this HVAC installation, they were fired immediately when they found that out for their, I don't want to say their incompetence, but unfortunately it was prior management's incompetence for hiring a contractor to do this work without permitting. So upon learning that immediately, they were fired, and it did unfortunately take them almost a year, given the COVID-19 pandemic, the fact that these were after the fact permits that they were looking for, and it took them almost a year to that date to find a new contractor to be able to process these permits and actually bring it up to code compliance. So the moment that they did find this new contractor, they were able to get the permits submitted and closed out within a month.
I appreciate that, though. Generally speaking, the ordinance factors don't seem to weigh too heavily for your client. Building without a permit is a severe violation. It took a long time to come into compliance.
And
the client was the original owner. I mean, none of these tend to weigh for you.
I understand that, and I just want to continue to push on the fact that this prior management company, they put a lot of faith into this prior management company. It has a great reputation, and unfortunately, they were never notified of this lack of deference to the code. And upon learning immediately that property management company was let go, they immediately hired a new reputable one that they worked very closely with. They spent the time to find a contractor that was able to do what they needed to do in the right way, in the right manner, worked with city code, city officials to get this done in the right way, and immediately once it was submitted, it was closed out within a month.
What was the city's offer?
I apologize, sir. Your question?
What was that question? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what was the city's offer?
25%, which was $29,062.50.
And the respondent was asking for 10?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll split the difference.
Thank
And
you so
reduce
much.
it to 20.
Thank you.
KCE 220-10130, reduce the fine to $20,000. How much time do you need?
Actually, it's all closed out now. It's come in compliance.
30 days.
30 days. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna jump to agenda item number 27. Case number is CE 16120334. Case address is 2050 North Congress Avenue, Unit 303.
Officer Williams, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. The property at 2050 North Congress Avenue, Unit 303 was originally cited December 16th, 2016 for failure to obtain a rental license as well as certificate of use. This went to a magistrate hearing February 1st, 2017. It was ordered for the fine to start running as of March 4th, 2017. That fine was ordered at $100 a day. This ran for 2,363 days for a total of $236,300. This was complied on August 23rd, 2023. This case, the service was achieved by way of posting. This was the same owner. There's been 2 cases with code enforcement under their ownership. The city requests a reduction of 10% of the lien, which will be $23,630.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
Yep, Emily Phillips.
Ms. Phillips, are you the current owner of the property?
I'm not. I'm the agent for the owner. The owner lives out in Algeria. He does not live here.
So tell me what you're asking me for and why I should grant it to you.
Well, the owner address that was in the property appraiser database was old, and so he wasn't receiving the notices for his business license. And he now has a license as of September 2023, so that was complete oversight. It wasn't intentional. And also...
You know, that's not a legal excuse.
I know, yeah, okay. But it wasn't like...
It wasn't with malice. But
Yeah, it wasn't with malice. And also, he has updated the property quite a bit. I think the first sighting that you're talking about is that, could you tell me what that is? Is that the, something with the electrical panel? Like not,
No, this is all under the same. The original, this was cited December 16th, 2016.
for the business license.
same-
Okay, yeah. So he basically wasn't aware that he needed the business license. And so he now has it. It was achieved in September 2023, as soon as possible to get it. And I'm looking to reduce it to $2,000.
And why should I do that?
Well, my belief is that this person is a good owner. He owns other properties in West Palm Beach, unincorporated. He does the best he can to help all the tenants. He has a lot of properties. He wants to keep this property. And I think that he, was unaware of what was happening because of the situation of not having the correct address in the property appraiser. So I feel like this would be fair to him.
Yeah, so, I mean, 2 concerns jump to sort of the top of my head. One is, he's obviously a property owner in other jurisdictions, so he should know to keep his...
It was unincorporated in West Palm Beach.
Still, he should know to keep his address. If one owns properties, one knows you keep your address up to date with the property appraiser so you get your proper notices. That's his obligation to do so. Second, this went on for a really long time
Mm-hmm.
without, and as I told the first litigant that was here with me, I have to be cognizant that there are other people watching. And I don't want them to believe that they can simply ignore the codes until, much later, and then just come back and have a substantial fine reduced to nothing because, they say they didn't know, they forgot, something happened. There are obligations as landowners that we have in the city or in any city to meet those obligations. I will tell you, I'm not inclined to reduce it all the way down to 2,000.
Okay.
Would you make a different offer?
Let me see. Maybe 4,000.
Let me hear from the city on the offer of 4.
One moment, I'm sorry.
All right, sorry about that. So
No worries.
just looking at the history and the number of days that this was on file for the owner, the city would counter with the lowest would be 15,000 we'd ask for, but we of course would leave that up to your purview, magistrate.
Ms. Phillips, what do you think of the city's offer of 50?
Okay. Well, I think it's a little high.
I'll tell you what I'll do just to save time. I'll reduce it to 10. How much time do you need?
What'd you say?
I'll reduce it to 10. How much time do you need?
Do you mean like in days to get the funds, or?
When the time frame goes on reductions of lien, I suppose I should have explained this better. I apologize.
Okay.
There's a certain time frame in which that amount has to be paid. If it's not paid during that time frame, it reverts to the original amount.
Okay.
So basically, what I'm asking is how much time do you need to pay the $10,000?
Well, I need to talk to the owner, probably at least 5 days. So.
I'll give you 60 days.
Okay.
All right, KCE 161203334. I reduce the fine to $10,000 payable 60 days.
Thank you.
Sorry. Agenda item number 24, case number is SN 23080428. Case address is 1420 North Sapodilla Avenue.
Just so you know, Special Magistrate, these are not lien reductions. They are other matters where the respondents have appealed and now coming before you.
I don't believe this respondent was sworn in.
Yes, it was.
You were sworn in?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have
Okay.
Good afternoon, Artis Jackson, Code Compliance Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. Property was cited on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023, for no service account requiring special pickup, maintaining the adjoining right-of-way. Service was accomplished by posting on the property on Thursday, August 3rd, 2023. Reinspection was conducted on the property on Friday, August 4th, was not in compliance. The work order was changed for the city to remove the violation. Violation was scheduled for Monday, August 7th, 2023, at the owner's expense. At the time of the driver going to pick up the violation, it had been removed. For this case, we're asking for a $50 fee, which is the reinspection fee for the vehicle being sent out to that property to remove the violation.
Officer Jackson, do you have a packet to provide to the Special Magistrate, to the respondent?
Yes, one moment.
Thank you. Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Patrick Franklin, President and CEO of the Urban League of Palm Beach County.
I'm sorry, one more time, a little bit slower.
Patrick Franklin, President and CEO of the Urban League of Palm Beach County.
Mr. Franklin, why are you appealing this fine?
We're appealing the fine because we've owned this property for 10 years. It's donated lots that the city donated to the Urban League to build affordable housing. December, we have signed a contract with Habitat for Humanity to partner to build single-family homes on 5 single-family lots in Coleman Park. This has been an ongoing issue for us for years. We've paid multiple fines over the years for illegal dumping on our lots. We have a contract with a company to maintain the lots. The illegal dumping happens continuously, nonstop. Building material, toilets, somebody clean out the first of the month, it doesn't stop. And we are constantly maintaining those properties. We can pick up property trash on Monday and get fined on Friday. And we just can't continue to keep paying the fines on this property. Those lots do not generate any income. We're a nonprofit. And like I said, we've already gone on a contract to build single-family homes on those lots, and we still maintain them.
Well, I do appreciate that, and I recognize the challenges of keeping empty lots clean, and especially in this difficult time. You did have trash on the property.
Yeah, and it's not generated by us or anything like that. It's just illegal dumping in that area. We pick up trash every month when we service the lots.
Yeah, it's not the ordinance doesn't require you to do it. It just requires that it be there. What's the city's view on this defense?
If I can just maybe read into the record the subsection that's at issue, and then actually maybe, Joe, you might want to come and maybe give a little bit more commentary, but 74-483, owners and occupants of all property, whether improved or unimproved, shall be responsible for keeping their entire premises, including the yard, 1/2 of the alley right away, street right-of-way and/or easement and the parkway or swale and/or easement adjoining the property free from garbage, litter, and refuse, except for those periods immediately prior to collection as permitted in the chapter. So one question I would have for Officer Jackson and Joe, this was dumping or items that were not consistent with the date of trash pickup, dates and times. Would that be accurate?
That is correct.
Okay. And did you just want to say a couple of things as to why this is $50 and not something more, or would you have anything additional to add?
Well, the $50 fee is a set fee that we have in the sanitation fee schedule, and that's just coming from the reinspection, going back out to see if the violation was still present, which it was. At that moment, that's when it was scheduled for the city to remove the violation. Upon the vehicle, the truck going by to pick it up, the violation had been removed. If the vehicle had picked it up, it would have been a $300 fee for the violation. It was removed. That's why it was only the $50 reinspection fee.
So again, I think, you know, we're not unmindful of Mr. Franklin's statements and position, but again, the ordinance is the ordinance. And we're at least in a function of $50 and not $300 or $350.
Mr. Franklin, I'll give you the last word.
Well, my last word is that we are moving forward to building single-family homes on those properties, and we maintain them. We just don't have the funds to keep paying fines, and I have several years of fines that we paid over the years for the same problem over and over and over again, and I just kind of said, okay, this is enough. We just can't do it. We pick up on Monday, dumps on Friday, we get fined on Monday again.
Yeah, let me just say, I'm not unsympathetic to your viewpoint, and I believe everything you're telling me is true.
And we've worked with the city. I mean, the supervisor, we call back and forth. Somebody just dumped a truckload on you, go pick it up.
I know you do, and I recognize that the fine is a burden, and repeated fines are burdens, and I also respect and appreciate the work that your organization does. Unfortunately, in these particular cases, I don't, you know, as I try to explain to people, this is not a court of law, it's a special magistrate. I have a very limited purview. I determine whether or not the facts, as I understand them, constitute a violation of the ordinance as it is written. In this particular case, there's no reasonable way I can read the ordinance and not find that this is a violation. I don't like it, and I hope that there's some way this can be resolved going forward without continually finding you and the mission that your organization does, but I have to uphold the citation here because it was issued properly and according to the law.
Okay.
So this is upheld.
Thank you.
You have two more there.
Could we also be clear on the record that those payments are due within 30 days because they're fees and not fines?
$50.
$50,
Okay.
yeah. Because otherwise, Joe, I think they go to collections, yeah. So.
Yeah, I'll take judicial notice of the fact that they go to collections after 30 days.
Agenda item number 25, case number SN 23080480, case address 1401 Henrietta Avenue.
Artis Jackson, co-compliance officer with the city of West Palm Beach. On Wednesday, August 16, 2023, citation was posted at 1401 Henrietta for building material, construction material, no service account, requiring special pickup, and maintaining the adjoining right-of-way. Service was accomplished, posting on the property Wednesday, August 16th, 2023. Upon reinspection on Thursday, August 17th, 2023, the property was not in compliance. Therefore, the city scheduled a truck to go by and remove the items. That truck was scheduled for pickup on Thursday, August 17th. At that time, the truck did remove the violation. incurring a fee of $350, $50 reinspection fee, failed reinspection, and then a $300 violation.
What's the total fee here?
$350.
And this one is larger than the previous one because the items were actually removed, is that correct?
That is correct.
Is there anything further from the city?
No, sir, it's the same ordinance subsection. That's the last one you've heard, and again, it's set by ordinance, and I anticipate that
Same thing.
Mr. Franklin might have, somewhat similar or same arguments. Again, the city's not unmindful, but we might be constrained here today to do anything else.
Mr. Franklin?
Patrick Franklin, President and CEO of the Urban League of Palm Beach County. On this property, again, is very similar to the previous, the same thing, illegal dumping. We just didn't have a chance to get someone there to clean it up before they got there. We will ask for the same waiver of fines. This property also will be built with a single-family home under contract.
How long does the material have to sit before the city cites it and goes to pick it up?
It's a 24-hour reinspection. Once a violation is cited or property is cited, 24 hours to remedy the violation.
It's hard to get a company to come out with under 24 hours to pick up debris. We're not in that business.
And Magistrate, due to the health and safety of the public, that's why it's a 24-hour turnover, that we kind of have to get it out of the street or the swales or something like that.
Yeah.
Be mindful of that. Is somebody with a pickup truck just backing up on an empty lot and empty it out and moving on.
Yeah, I appreciate that there's no resolution of here that is going to strike everyone as fair, but under the ordinance as it is written, this is a violation and the fee schedule is appropriate. So I'm going to uphold the $350 payable within 30 days.
Agenda item number 26, case number SN 23110743, case address 1420 North Sapodilla Avenue.
Artis Jackson, Code Compliance Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. At the property 1420 North Sapodilla, was cited on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 for illegal dumping, no service requirement, special pickup, and maintaining the adjoining right-of-way. Service was accomplished by posting on the property on Tuesday, November 7th, 2023. Re-inspection was conducted on the property on Monday, November 13th. At that time, violation was still failed the re-inspection. A work order was created for removal of the violation for November 13th. The violation was present, removed by the city, incurring a $350 fee, $50 reinspection, and $300 violation.
Mr. Franklin?
Patrick Franklin, Urban League. Again, illegal dumping on vacant property that we maintain. There's no income generated by this property at this time, but we're under contract to build single-family homes. We do our best to keep it maintained.
This one seemed to have lasted for 6 days, huh?
Correct.
Yes.
Are you not able to get someone out within 6 days?
It all depends when our landscaper can get there and pick it up and bag it up for us.
All right, based on the terms of the ordinance, I'm going to uphold this citation in the amount of $350 payable within 30 days. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Special Magistrate, that concludes today's agenda.
I'm sorry?
That concludes today's
Yep.
agenda.
I thought so.
Thank you,
All right,
Magistrate.
seeing no further business before us, we are adjourned.